My name is Beth O'Neill. I've been with Preble Street for 8 years. I'm new to human resources. I joined the team in the fall, but I've been with the agency for 8 years. So I've been in the front lines and just Preble Street's a really special place. So I'm excited to highlight some of the positions we have open today and answer any questions you might have. Like I said, it's a pleasure to be here. This is really cool that you're rolling this out. Everyone's getting creative during this really bizarre time. So thank you all too for participating. So as Saeed touched upon already, Preble Street is stepping up to the COVID crisis in a lot of different ways. But before I jump into that, I just want to give a brief overview of what we got going on in case you're not familiar with us. So Preble Street, we're a nonprofit based in Portland, Maine. We're an anti-poverty organization. And so we meet our mission through a variety of different ways. We're trying to empower the homeless population in Portland and throughout the state. And we do that through advocating and trying to figure out solutions to ending homelessness. And you might be most familiar with the Resource Center and our soup kitchen, which is right downtown Portland. But we also have, Preble Street has this great way of just stepping up to the plate when there's a need that needs to be met. We have several housing residential programs going on. We have a teen shelter. We have a veterans housing program, anti-trafficking. I could go on, and we're statewide. We have offices in Bangor, and so just a lot of different things going on, and it's a really unique time in our agency. We're a lot of growth going on right now. So with that being said, as I mentioned, Preble Street does have this way of stepping up to the plate. And with COVID-19, there was, you might have saw Saeed on the news recently with our executive director, Mark Swan. There was a big need to, the CDC is recommending folks to stay home, right? If you're homeless, that's not an option. So social distancing is another other added challenge. So we partnered with the state, USM, and developed a temporary shelter at the Sullivan Gym on USM's Portland campus. So it's a 50-bed shelter and it's 24/7. And the shelter it's for clients that are not experiencing any symptoms, and it's 24/7. And we rolled it out in 2 weeks, and it's been a great success. So that's the first thing I actually want to highlight. So we are pausing somewhat on, hiring for that, but I wanted to just flag that we are still accepting applications because, as you know, this stuff, information is changing like every 20 minutes. So I would encourage you to apply if you're looking for some sort of like temporary as needed position. It's a really great option. And I also want to highlight that Preble Street has also recognized, this is not easy work during a really challenging time. So we're essentially offering hazard pay for all our frontline positions. So time and a half for any position that I'm highlighting today. So Sullivan, if you do decide that's something you want, or general as needed to fill in different scheduling gaps at any of our programs, it's a really good option for folks that are just trying to maybe not commit to a full-time schedule. We use a scheduling software. You see what shifts are available. You sign up for ones that work for you. And I will say, our biggest need is usually overnights. So if you're a night owl and third shift is something that, typically like 12 a.m. to 9 a.m., it's a great option. And that has a $2 differential as well right now. So switching gears to more full-time opportunities with Preble Street, I have some really exciting opportunities I just want to highlight today. We just posted for our Portland Veterans Housing Services office a full-time caseworker position, and it's a really great position for ideally someone that has had experience in social services, a bachelor's of social work, master's of social work, and it's focusing on veterans that are experiencing homelessness and coming up with solutions, getting them into housing. A lot of outreach, a lot of meeting our clients where they're at. You know, Preble Street, we're low barrier, so we minimize the barriers into getting our clients out of homelessness, essentially. And the Veterans Housing Program is just a really dynamic program, and I was excited to see that, you know, another opening, and I was able to highlight that today for you all. Let's see. And then we have 2 other caseworker positions open with another really dynamic program, our anti-trafficking services program. So human trafficking is a real hot topic these days, and in Maine, sometimes it's like, oh, that's going on in our state, but it definitely is. So we have 2 open caseworker positions in Portland, and you know, and trafficking is it's a large subject. I won't get fully into that, but it's, you know, most people think of sex trafficking, but there's more to it. There's a lot of labor trafficking that goes on, and this position, you know, tries to combat that and get our survivors into housing and out of that world. And it's another like outreach heavy, and we take referrals from within Preble Street, but with a lot of different community partners. And essentially Preble Street's really just taking on the anti-human trafficking work in the state, and we've expanded up to Bangor, and it's a really exciting time to join this program. You may have heard we've purchased a building with the intention to develop a healing type center for survivors of trafficking, and this whole team will move over there. And it's just it's really been, as I mentioned, I've been with the agency for 8 years. It's great to see where this program is going, and that the team's really wonderful too. And then another position I wanted to highlight that has been open for a little bit, for folks that are interested in working with youth, we have an open second shift position with our teen services, and that schedule is Tuesday through Saturday, and it's 1:30 to 10 p.m. So it's a lot of outreach with youth experiencing homelessness that utilize our shelter. So, and, you know, also coming up with support plans and trying to end the cycle of homelessness early on in these young folks' lives. It's the energy at the teen center is incredible. I mean, it's just the staff are just, they do really wonderful things, and it's a really tight-knit community, and it's amazing to see those clients transition into independent housing, or, you know, we have some other options for them. And so those are the biggies I wanted to highlight. Say, did you have any? Yeah.
So we can, this is the end of the day. We can make it interesting for everybody that's here.
Nice.
So first of all, I really love the enthusiasm that you have for your job, and the fact that you've been there for 8 years is a testament to both the good work that they're doing for their employees like yourself, as well as for the community as a whole. So what I wanted to do is and the other thing I wanted to really touch on is, given the fact that we are in this COVID crisis situation nationally and globally, your services are needed more than we probably would want. People are suffering from, challenges with anxiety as a result of being locked in place, as well as financially, and it doesn't take a whole heck of a lot to put a lot of us in financial turmoil. So yeah. I'm really pleased that, one, you're our client. I'm also really pleased that we've been able to partner with your organization to get the word out about the work that you're doing. And we hope that the people who have been on this virtual career fair will spread the word about the work that you're doing. If you can elaborate a little bit more, because whenever people think of Preble Street, they always really think about the soup kitchen and the resource center. But there's more to it. I mean, you do a lot more across the state. So can you talk about the locations that you have throughout the state, if you don't mind, just and then some things about your programs as well?
Yeah. So a couple of these positions. So I did fail to mention that Veterans Housing also has an open position in their Bangor office. So we're doing outreach work with veterans experiencing homelessness in the Bangor, but that's a huge area that that position in that office covers. So Bangor, and there's also an anti-trafficking services office in Bangor as well. And that also Maine's a huge state, but you know, just to really increase our efforts outside of just the greater Portland area, essentially. And Veterans Housing also does have an office in Lewiston. Currently no openings there, but definitely keep an eye out. So again, I encourage you to check out our website for the most up-to-date openings with Preble Street. And I highlighted those ones. An extra plug for that teen services caseworker position. It's been up there for a little while. I'd love to see your application for that. And you can do so by sending your resume, brief cover letter, and our application is also on our website, or you can apply through JobsInME. And this has been a really wonderful opportunity, and thanks for the quality questions, and I hope everyone's staying safe and taking care of each other. Thank you so much.